In 1992, there was a crisis in Nigeria over a marketplace. Prior to 1992, at the slightest provocation, or what they call provocation, Muslim young people will attack churches and burn them. And as a person who grew up among them, a Christian, just like you have problem here between here in London, Derry, between the Unionists and either call them Republicans, as the case may be. We had problems between Christians and Muslims in Nigeria, which is reported all over. And I come from the city of Kaduna. And before, at the slightest provocation, our Muslim brothers will attack us. And I became a militia in order to protect the church. And in one of the conflict that ensued in Kaduna, during what they call the Zango Kataf market crisis, which turned religious, I went to protect the church, and I lost my hand in an encounter. So, and that was how I used to hate the Muslims. But I realized that if I keep hating them, there will be violence, continuation of violence, and counter-violence. And from my spirituality as a Christian, I encountered a religious leader, a senior religious leader, who told me that, James, you cannot hate the Muslims because Jesus Christ preaches love. And if you have to preach to Muslims, you can't preach to them with the kind of hate you have. You need to forgive them for everything they did to you. And that was how I forgave the Muslim. I love them now with a passion, because when you go close to a person, you disarm him with the weapon he wants to use on you. Because when you are too close with somebody who has a machete in his hand, he cannot strike you again. Now I'm very close to Imam, my colleague. We work in the same office, we travel together, we share our stories together, and we have made Kaduna very peaceful. For 9 years, there was no war until on the 16th of May, after the presidential elections, there was an agitation by another political party, where towns like Kano, Jigawa State, Kano State, Katsina State, Maiduguri, Bauchi, and Kaduna were engulfed in a terrible post-election violence, which eventually translated into religious violence, because Christians were hunted down and killed, and Christians also hunted down Muslims and killed them. But we are resolved to making Nigeria peaceful. And all this violence is all because there is corruption. All is because people want to be leaders by all means. And being leaders by all means is not leaders to serve the people, but leaders to steal from the people.